Actually, I just totally screwed up.
Do you serve a purpose or purposely serve?
Oh, well, allow me to retort. No matter what the technical difficulty is, this man is a professional. He goes all the way.
And welcome to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe.
Government is another way to say better than you.
What we've got here is
Fascism you can vote for.
Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show.
We've got to do several things, and I am, adamantly against illegal immigrants. I made this exception basically on humanitarian grounds because of the individual stories, but
Mexico is such an important problem. Mexican government's policies are pushing migration north. There isn't any sensible approach except to do what we need to do simultaneously, secure our borders with technology, personnel, physical barriers if necessary in some places, and we need to have tougher employer sanctions, and we need to try to incentivize Mexico to do more. If they've committed transgressions of whatever kind, they should be obviously deported.
My parents, they have a rule of deportation.
I'm going to do everything I can so you don't have to be scared. I don't have a mixed record on immigration.
and I am, adamantly against illegal immigrants.
I voted numerous times when I was a senator to spend money to build a barrier to try to prevent illegal immigrants from coming in.
People have to stop employing illegal immigrants.
Thousands of children come across, shunted off into makeshift shelters.
It's horrible.
Hard choice. Let them stay in the United States or send them back.
Well, they should be sent back. Just because your child gets across the border, that doesn't mean the child gets to stay.
You defended President Obama's immigration policies. Now you say they're too harsh. Will you say anything to get elected?
Crap on a cracker. Oh, I just noticed there was an issue with the software. And I haven't been broadcasting shit for the last 13 minutes. Huzzah! Well, ain't that a fine howdy do? So those that were listening, I severely apologize. And, well, oh boy, I gotta fix that. I haven't done that in a long, long time. I feel like a total idiot for that. I usually look over and I'm making sure all my levels are good and all the green lights are flipping by. And today I'm like, I'm pretty used to. That's not good. Not good. And I don't have my girls in the chat room to tell me, hey, dumbass, there's no sound. I'm a little dumbass, short and sweet. Anybody making a mistake like that? Because I know other people have done it. I know they have. It's not just me. All right, let's... We're going to get on with it anyway, and our breaks are going to be changed up because I have a new radio station that's broadcasting me, and I'm actually pretty happy about it. But the way I got it, send them my shows, I got to change things up a little bit. And it's now, I'm going to be broadcasting not just on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio. I will be adding ICRN, which they are debuting 2 new radio stations. Well, they're adding to what they have. And I believe it's Rebooting Liberty and Red Nation Rising Radio is getting ready to premiere. So it's pretty exciting on my end, and to make a big goof up like I did today is not helpful. So with that, we'll just get a move on. Let's see, where are we? So Google has been caught directly engaged in Clinton campaign. Google, this claim is coming from a Julian Assange, something like that, at a Moscow journalist forum on Tuesday. The WikiLeaks founder, who is still under investigation by the Swedish government over allegation of sexual assault, was speaking via video link to the New Era of Journalism, Farewell to Mainstream forum in Moscow, when he made the claim that tech giant Google was complicit in running of Hillary Clinton digital campaign. Specifically, Julian claimed the chairman of Google, Eric Schmidt, set up a company to run the digital component of Hillary Clinton's campaign. Eric did, in fact, create a company in the last quarter of 2015 called The Groundwork, whose website is empty except for a single placeholder logo. Breitbart has previously reported on The Groundwork and how it was reportedly developed to install Clinton in the Oval White House. However, whether or not Google itself is part of Schmidt's involvement in The Groundwork remains unclear to the public. Julian pointed out that many high-up Google employees' names appear within Clinton's leaked email transcripts, a searchable list of which Julian has compiled here. A name that appears with regularity is that of Jared Cohen, the founder of Google Ideas, now rebranded as Jigsaw. Cohen's team at Google was revealed to be working with Clinton alongside Al Jazeera in an attempt to influence regime change in Syria following the publishing of Clinton's emails by WikiLeaks. Wait a minute. We have Google's doing government work. We have Google doing campaign work. That's interesting. We should understand that Google is intensely aligned with U.S. exceptionalism. Personally, at the top aligned with the Hillary Clinton election campaign, and almost certainly once Hillary Clinton becomes president, those people in Google like Jared Cohen will be placed into positions around new Clinton presidency, said Julian, heavily implying that Google and its employees could benefit directly from a Clinton presidency. Julian highlighted the alarming control that Google has over its user data and information received and kept by the search engine giant. Google controls 80% of the smartphone market through its control of Android. And if you control the device itself that people use to read, then anything that they connect to through that device, you have control over as well. I'm going to go on. Last night, I was searching for those sound bites that I played earlier. I know. And actually, I will have everything fixed. It'll be as if nothing happened. And if you ask, how are you going to do that? Well, from the video was still going. So my video broadcast has all the sound, so I can dub that right into the track, and presto, I have everything fixed, as if nothing happened except for me telling everybody how I screwed up. Well, I was searching for several of those Hillary Clinton comments, and I was doing Google searches, and I'm typing in, negative connotations of Hillary Clinton with illegal immigrants. And all it's showing is the new clips of Hillary Clinton talking highly of illegal immigrants. I had to go through 5 pages before I could finally find those negative comments Hillary made. Even though that was the search I made. So Google is hiding that stuff, trying to make it difficult to find. Because the majority of people go to page 1 and that's it. If you keep looking, they like to play hide and seek. It is disgusting that we have a private company sticking their nose in as far as this has. Obama was the first one to start this crap. And I don't think it should be allowed. I don't think they should be giving information like they do. And that's what Google did for Obama. And Google is going to do that for Hillary, plus some now, it seems. It's what's going on in this country is getting absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely sickening. I mean, you don't hear MSNBC playing.
We've got to do several things, and I am, adamantly against illegal immigrants. I made this exception basically on humanitarian grounds because of the individual stories, but certainly we've got to do more at our borders, and people have to stop employing illegal immigrants. come up to Westchester, go to Suffolk and Nassau counties, stand in the street corners in Brooklyn or the Bronx. You're going to see loads of people waiting to get picked up to go do yard work and construction work and domestic work.
Now, if a Republican made, and this is a side note, if a Republican made that statement, oh, he's racist, oh my God, he's racist.
Mexico is such an important problem. Mexican government's policies are pushing migration north. There isn't any sensible approach except to do what we need to do simultaneously, secure our borders with technology, personnel, physical barriers if necessary in some places, and we need to have tougher employer sanctions, and we need to try to incentivize Mexico to do more. If they've committed transgressions of whatever kind, they should be obviously deported.
It just really makes me laugh when I listen to that. Oh my God, But what are we going to do? Not vote the witch in. That's the beginning. That is a big beginning. Big beginning. So, well, it's that time. It's time for our break, so we're going to go to it. And you're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and High Play Pundit Radio and ICRN Network. We will be right back.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
You have been listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplains.dailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. You didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean.
Dude, I'm not saying cow for the stupid promo.
Sackhead Clint.
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
Also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mutt Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the Reaver of Common Sense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date on everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense show. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm making sense out of the senseless. The Jersey Takeovers here, we have expanded to 2 hours every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Remember to join the live chat. Go to shrmedia.com. Just click on the chat room button. Join the conversation. If you want to watch the broadcast, go to Reaver.one. Click on the live stream. If you like that live stream, don't forget to hit the subscribe and make a comment. If you want to support the show, become a Reaverite, and you want to support SHR Media, go to Reaver.one and click on the Reaver store. What we're talking about is Google seems to have jumped into supporting Hillary Clinton and is throwing the company behind supporting. It seems that Google is controlling the searches and limiting what you find. And outside of the native operating system found on the native OS found on Apple's iPhone, Google's monopoly on the remaining smartphone market may be behind why companies such as Samsung are considering dropping Android in favor of their own OS. It's not hard to imagine how any form of manipulation of certain search returns and political polls may greatly benefit a president candidate or push a political agenda. If Julian is correct in his assertion that links Google to the Clinton campaign, then the search engines could have a major impact on presidential race. Julian also points out that Google has had no trouble working with the Obama administration. Google has gotten into bed with the Obama administration in a very significant way, stated Julian. It is the company that visits the White House more than any other. Averages once per week in the last 4 years. As I said, a very basic search for a YouTube video that was kind of all over the internet. And it was hidden on like page 4 or 5 of a Google search. So, I've also known there was a news article, a news video. Oh, this going back before, when Obama was still a senator. Before he even announced that he was running for president. And he was walking out from a church, him and his wife. And the reporter asked, why did he just convert to Christianity from being a Muslim? And the answer was because America would not elect a Muslim president. Now, I have found that video before, and now all of a sudden, you can't find that video clip anymore. And I'm not the only one. There's other people I've talked to that know about that clip, that have searched for that clip, and now can't find that clip. That right there tells me shit is being hidden from us and being removed. And I don't like that. That's I call shenanigans. Evil shenanigans. Oh, that's not what I want. Nobody wants evil shenanigans. Nobody wants evil shenanigans. I'm going to have to download this clip. If anybody has ever watched Super Troopers, you'll understand evil shenanigans. Come on. There we go. Well, we got this one, the evil shenanigans. If this will get off its butt and start working.
Evil shenanigans. Evil shenanigans. Evil shenanigans.
Evil shenanigans. And then there's always the... damn, my computer's slow today.
But our shenanigans are cheeky and fun.
Yeah, I mean, his shenanigans are cruel and tragic.
Which makes them not shenanigans at all, really.
Evil shenanigans.
I swear to God, I'll pistol whip the next guy that says shenanigans.
Hey, Farva, what's the name of that restaurant you like with all the goofy shit on the walls and the mozzarella sticks?
You mean shenanigans?
No.
I know. It's childish, but I love it. I love it. Yes, I do. They're supposed to be working on a new one, and I know that has nothing to do with the news that we're doing, but they're supposed to be working on a new Super Troopers 2. It's stupid humor that just, for no reason. Well, sometimes in life you need that. Sometimes in life you just need to say hell with it and just have fun. Just have fun. Let's see. I'm still, tonight my in-laws come in, so it's going to be a fun couple of days. Yes, it will. So, Kellyanne Conway. Millennial women have rejected Hillary Clinton in her own party. Political strategist Kellyanne Conway displayed a distinct lack of euphemism about Hillary Clinton. I am a woman, hear me roar. Primary victory speech. I get tired of that. You don't hear me, hey, I'm a man, go vote for me, I'm a man. You're sexist. Why do you have to bring up that you're a man? You're a sexist. But a woman can say, vote for me, I'm a woman. And she's used the woman card. So people aren't voting for me. They come up to my rallies and they tell me that they like my message, they like what I stand for, but they won't vote for me because I'm a woman. Please. What's that rap song? Please, bitch. No, we're not voting for you. You don't have the popularity because you are a lying, thieving, murderous bitch. I feel like a complete victim of patriarchy. About to be rescued, Steve, absolutely. Conway, deadpan. Thank you, Hillary Clinton. If I could just get her $12,000 Armani jacket from last night and hawk it, I could pay for like one kid's tuition next year. I'm really pumped. And which leads me, you had Hillary Clinton recently giving a speech on income inequality, complaining about money, how people aren't paid equal, and how it's not fair. She did this while wearing a $12,000 Armani jacket. Just the jacket cost $12,000. And she's up there talking about income inequality. How many people have that jacket laying around their closet? I know I got $12,000 jackets just laying on the floor. Yeah, so what? Yeah. For number one, I don't care how much money I have. I'm not paying $12,000 for a jacket. Fuck no, I don't care who makes it. If I'm wearing $12,000, it better be made out of fucking gold. Not just because it had some guy's name Armani on it. Oh, sorry, I'm not one that's out there going, oh, I can't wear those jeans. Those aren't by so-and-so maker. I only wear... No. What's the price on those jeans? They look pretty good. Got them in my size? All right, thank you, bye. That's me shopping. Well, that's not in this week, so I can't get that. No. Can't buy that, nope. Let's look at that. Oh, I can't buy that because that maker is so yesterday. And don't ask me why I start talking about clothes like that and automatically I get like this lisp. Just being a smart ass automatically. I'm not that type of person. Me, black t-shirt and jeans, I'm happy. Let's go. In fact, the only really white shirt that I own is the one I'm wearing today, the Reaver of Common Sense jersey. Yeah, that's the only white I own. Otherwise, all my t-shirts are black. That's it. I think I have 2 grays. 3 grays. Yes, Sackhead Sean just texted me, except for SHR gear. That's totally worth $12,000. Yes, we're going to put up a shirt on or the SHR store, and we're going to put it up for, heck with that, I think it's worth $24,000. If we got something, it's worth more than a Hillary Clinton jacket. Oh, thank you, Sean. I needed that laugh. It's how can you have the balls? She's got to have giant balls to go up there. And speak about income inequality. People aren't making the same as everybody else. They're poor. It's not right. They should all be equal. And up there wearing a jacket. $12,000. Like this person, Kellyanne Conway said, she could take that jacket, hawk it, and pay for one of her kids' tuition. But looking ahead to the general election, Conway thought Clinton's campaign theme was obvious and tedious. We've already heard Hillary Clinton pitch to the American people, especially as it's against Donald Trump. She's going to break out the isms daily, the racisms, the xenophobia, sexism, the nativityism. You know it, you name it, and she'll pull it out. Well, she's married to... That's it, Sean. We're going to do a t-shirt that says, this is my $12,000 Hillary shirt. And that's all it's going to say. I'll have that made after the show. And I will put that up, right up for sale. This is my $12,000 Hillary shirt. And we'll only charge you $20? I don't know. I have to look at what the actual prices are. I don't pay attention to that. But it's funny, this person says she'll pull it out. She's been working with Bill for too long. She's been married to Bill too long because he's used to pulling it out. And whether you ask him to or not, he'll pull it out. Just as she'll pull out all the isms at any time, anywhere. And she loves that sexism and racism. It doesn't matter what you say. Hi, Hillary, how you doing? I don't like him. You are a racist, xenophobe, sexist. I just said hi. And that's sexist of you to do it. Do you think as a woman I don't know I can have a good morning? No, I was just saying hi. But it's because she feels that that's been successful for her, and really that's what the Democrat Party adjuncts are comprised of. Conway continued, listen to her speech the other night. Listen to her attacks on Donald Trump. Hillary Clinton was billed as giving a, quote, foreign policy speech last week. I challenge anybody to show me that 50% of it, 30% of it was foreign policy. It was mostly a screech against Donald Trump. She thought it was ironic for the Democrat nominee that Clinton would be negative and anti-something. Right now we're seeing the very typical Democrat playbook. Page 1. He's racist. That's not working. He's a xenophobe. He hates that. He's a xenophobe. He's homophobic. They're not working. Oh, God. Where's page 2? We don't have a page 2. They don't, because page 1, that's all you ever need to fight the Republicans. You're a racist. Oh, I'm sorry. I did not mean it. It came out wrong. I was misquoted. I apologize for those comments. I never should have made them. Done. And as I said, I think it was yesterday I was talking about it. Why I like Trump. You're a racist. No, I'm not. Have a good day. And just keeps trucking forward. No, you had something to say? Shit, I didn't even hear you. Peace. He makes his statement, he stands by his statements, and he just goes on. He doesn't dwell on them. And that's what you got to do with the Democrats, because they make so many accusations, because they want you chasing your own tail. They want Donald Trump chasing, I am not a racist, while Hillary Clinton's talking policies. He's talking about false accusations against them, and that's what happened with Romney. That's what happened with McCain. That's what's happened for a while now. The Tea Party back in 2010. And the Democrats admitted they could not fight against the jobless rate. They knew they were going to get lambasted, by the Tea Party. So what did they do? The Tea Party is racist. And then the Tea Party, I am not a racist. We're not racist. We're not racist. In the meantime, Democrat Party, they were sitting there campaigning and won. And the Tea Party was still sitting there. I'm not a racist. I never said that. No, I'm not a racist. They're chasing their tail. Donald Trump just goes, screw you. I ain't talking to you. You want to pull that shit? I ain't talking to you. And that's what they need to do to fight this. You just ignore it and go on. I'm not a racist. I did not make a racist comment. Next question. Let's go. The Democrats are going to go really hard on their playbook against Donald Trump because they have nothing. They know how to fight Republicans because, like I said, and I've been saying it for months, the first time something negative, Trump makes a comment against a judge, and what do we hear from the Republican Party? Apologies. Oh, we don't back him. Oh, we're not backing him anymore. We're not this. Oh, my God. They immediately start apologizing and bending over and begging for forgiveness when they didn't even make the comment. What does Donald Trump do? Yeah, I said I couldn't get a fair trial, and I can't get a fair trial. And he goes on. But what happens? He gets all that free press. What do we hear about Trump? Trump. Maybe instead of the Republicans apologizing and running for their corners, their little safe spaces, maybe they ought to start taking notes on how to fight against the Democrat false accusations. Because we know they're going to do it. They've done it. And I know this is kind of off. I kind of went way off topic of this article, but I mean, she's going to go. She can't go on the same model that her husband, Bill Clinton, or even what Barack Obama did. We got the boy of hope, the hope and change, and we got the yes, we can. She can't go on that. She's going to have to go on, vote for me because I do not have a penis. You want one? I wonder sometimes, because she's got a big set of balls. She really does. She really does. And she's trying to pull some of that hope and change. Donald Trump is saying negative things about the country. I don't think there's anything negative about it. Yeah, because you run it into the ground to where you and Democrats like it. But a majority of the country does not like what they see in America now. It may be the hellhole that you want it to be, so of course you don't think there's anything wrong. The country is fucking broken. We are broke. We have such a division in this country, and it's funny that Barack Obama went out there recently. We don't need a politician going out there and making the division type comments and dividing the country. What? Bitch, please, that's all you've done for the last 7.5 years is divide this country. And now you want to sit there and open your mouth and say Donald Trump shouldn't be dividing? You already caused it. And everybody keeps saying, well, if there's an issue, we need to recognize it and talk about it. Well, that's what Trump's doing. Trump's going out there and shit, this is what's wrong. For better or worse, this is what's wrong with the country, and this is how we have to fix it. And you have Hillary going, there's nothing wrong with this country. It's fine. Bitch, please. She noted that JFK and even Jimmy Carter ran on fundamentally optimistic platforms. Carter was the post-Watergate peanut farmer from Plains, Georgia, while H. Robot Clinton has greatly difficulty sounding inspirational or uplifting. Well, you get that from the Wicked Witch of the West. It's hard to have an uplifting and inspirational speech. You know, when you can drop a house and she's done with her, throw some water on it and she'll shrivel up. And before anybody calls, I'm not threatening her. If anybody don't know those statements, it's from a movie, Wizard of Oz. Because I know there's some idiot out there going, he's making a death threat. He wants to drop a house on her. No, I don't. Unless she's the Wicked Witch from the West, and this is Wizard of Oz. I'll have FBI. Can we have a moment of your time? We would like to know how and when are you going to drop a house on Hillary Clinton? That's a death threat. Well, I figured, I'll try pulling a Wile E. Coyote on her and, put a little bird seed in the middle of the road, and I'll have that, the pulley holding the house up hooked to the bird seed, so when she eats all the bird seed, it will release the pin and it will drop the house on her. Oh, God. I'm not Glenn Beck. I'm not stupid. I'm not going to sit there and actually make threats. I did not make a threat. She noted that the bitter, negative, combative approach was taken by losing Democrat candidates such as Al Gore and John Kerry. She thinks when she yells about pay equality or equal rights for everyone, look at her slogan, fighting for us, and you have a woman up there and saying fighting for LGBT rights, fighting for pay equality, fighting. Nobody wants to see fighting. Even Bernie Sanders, what's his slogan? A future you can believe in. So she's out of bounds even for the sort of garden variety Democrat nominee message. As for Donald Trump, Conway thought he made a great start on his general election campaign with his speech on Tuesday night. It was terrific. When he explained what he means by America First, it means he's pro-American worker. He's pro-American patriotism. And he also, I think Donald Trump is the only person in modern politic history, Jeff Sessions perhaps, to really understand the culture zeitgeist that underpin the political appetite for everyone, or for someone who says, I hear you. Men say, I'm getting screwed. Women say, I'm struggling. They're both saying the same thing, which is that there is an economical challenge in this country. Some people have never recovered from the white-collar recession, the recession of 2007-2008. They felt left behind from the system. Donald Trump is going to take on Hillary Clinton as the insider benefactor from a rigged system. She particularly liked the line from Donald Trump's speech where he said basically that the Clinton Global Initiative, the foundation, is a, quote, hedge fund for Bill Clinton, and that he has benefited. They benefited tremendously. He named names. He named countries. They benefited tremendously because a hedge fund, a slush fund for them, while Hillary Clinton was Secretary of State. And you're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio and ICRN Network. We will be right back.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
Listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on SHRmedia.com and HighPlainsDailyNews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying cop for the stupid pro.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on SHRmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mutt Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, live rebooting liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the Reaver of Common Sense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date on everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense show. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm making sense out of the senseless. The Jersey Takeovers here, we have expanded to 2 hours every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Remember to join the live chat. Go to shrmedia.com. Just click on the chat room button. Join the conversation. If you want to watch a broadcast, hey, go to Reaver.one. That is REAVEER.ONE. Click on the live stream. As my daughter always says, Dad, don't forget to tell him to subscribe and leave a message. So, do my daughter a favor so she can stop nagging me. Hit the subscribe and leave a comment. And if you want to support the show, and you can pick up, as soon as I'm done the show, we will have the Hillary's $12,000 shirt. Well, it'll be there. Go to Reaver.one, click on the Reaver store. And you can pick up SHR Media shirts, Reaver shirts, Southside Mutt shirts. And we're working on the Sackhead Show shirts. We will have them. So we've been talking about Hillary Clinton and Kellyanne Conway, a political strategist, has just been slamming Hillary. And it's too goddamn easy. I mean, I could do a whole show just slamming Hillary, and it would be too damn easy. That's why I don't do it. I mean, I've already put too much time into this, talking about this woman. I mean, we've gone from...
We've got to do several things, and I am, adamantly against illegal immigrants. I made this exception basically on humanitarian grounds because of the individual stories, but certainly we've got to do more at our borders, and people have to stop employing illegal immigrants. Come up to Westchester, go to Suffolk and Nassau counties, stand in the street corners in Brooklyn or the Bronx. You're going to see loads of people waiting to get picked up to go do yard work and construction work and domestic work.
I mean, that's not on. I know there's a few years old, but this is the Democrat Party was very much slamming illegal immigration, and then all of a sudden Obama gets in office, and it's, we love illegal immigrants. We love illegal immigrants. What the frig? And you also had Hillary.
Mexico is such an important problem. Mexican government's policies are pushing migration north. There isn't any sensible approach except to do what we need to do simultaneously, secure our borders with technology, personnel, physical barriers if necessary in some places, and we need to have tougher employer sanctions, and we need to try to incentivize Mexico to do more. If they've committed transgressions of whatever kind, they should be obviously deported.
And then you have, and I could do this all day long with different ones. This is Harry Reid.
If making it easy to be an illegal alien isn't enough, how about offering a reward for being an illegal immigrant? No sane country would do that, right? Guess again. If you break our laws by entering this country without permission and give birth to a child, we reward that child with U.S. citizenship and guarantee of full access to all public and social services this society provides. And that's a lot of services. Is it any wonder that 2/3 of the babies born at taxpayer expense County-run hospitals in Los Angeles are born to illegal alien mothers.
And we could go on and on and on and on. Because they were against illegal immigrants for the longest time. Now, all of a sudden, it's, hey, what's going on, guys? Bullshit. And this is Hillary. Hillary changes not as she evolves and grows. She changes to say what the people want to hear. And that is exactly what she does. She particularly liked the line from the Trump speech where he basically that the Clinton initiative, the foundation is, quote, hedge fund for the Bill Clinton. I mean, it is. And it seems like Donald Trump read Clinton cash and is quoting from it. Despite the media's heavy focus on Clinton's speech, her historic primary victory, the Trump scuffle with the judge presiding over Trump University, Conway thought Trump's criticism of Clinton's corruption would resonate with voters. It plays right into why a majority of Americans say that Hillary Clinton is neither likable nor trustworthy. Her problem is with the trust and the veracity. Her husband's problem was casual relationship with women, a casual relationship with truth. The man is a sexual predator. Period. There's cases coming up left, right, and center of rape accusations surrounding this man. Going all the way back, he got kicked out of college because of it. He got kicked out of a university over rape. And she keeps protecting him on every single case. She has attacked the victim, but then she's out there. Everybody has to believe a rape victim. You must believe them right off the bat. Oh, only when it's against your husband do we not believe. Not only do we not believe, you, Miss Clinton, have gone on a personal vendetta attack against those women. So this sexual predator, Bill Clinton, is not just Bill Clinton's problem. This is Hillary Clinton's problem, too. Because Hillary Clinton has been just as involved in it. She's been covering it up. And I don't even see how she has the number. Are people that fucking stupid anymore? Are they that adamant just to back somebody that they're willing to put a murderous, lying waste of space like Hillary Clinton? What the fuck has she done? Seriously, what has she done besides getting kicked off the Watergate committee for being unethical by a Democrat? She was kicked off by a Democrat for lying and being unethical. That right there, holy shit. When she was a private lawyer and she defended a man and attacked a 12, 14-year-old girl and discredited her so bad, and then made jokes about it that she got a man off for rape. What'd she do in the Senate? Well, she's always out there bashing the Iraq war and the Afghan war, but she voted for him. What did she do as Secretary of State? Well, she got 4 men killed. Why she sat on her ass with her thumb up her ass doing nothing. So what has this person done? I keep hearing about qualifications, and this person's not qualified, and that one's not. What makes her qualified? She did shit. She fucked up Libya. She fucked up Syria as Secretary of State. totally destabilized those two countries. Well, since she's been Secretary of State, Russia's become more provocative than ever before. Let's see. She used a private email server, an unsecure private email server. Was emailing CIA operatives' names, which is espionage. Falls underneath the Espionage Act for her breaking those rules. She has blocked any information anybody has requested. She's lied to the people. It's... How does this woman have any support at all? Are people that stupid nowadays? You have the right to back whoever you want, and I understand that. But this one, I don't understand it. I can understand Obama a little bit. I can understand that. Her? No. I have zero understanding. I mean, some people said, oh, I knew how he was going to be. I knew what he was going to do. No, you had inklings of what he was going to do. Nobody knew what. No one really knew who the fuck Obama was. This woman, how she has any support at all is mind-numbing. Oh, she's the first female nominee for president. Oh, my God. Let's elect her. Please. I don't know. Maybe I have to go down to an amoeba brain cell level to understand. Maybe I have to go eat some lead paint chips to understand why anybody would back this murderous, thieving, lying woman. Her and her husband left the White House and took furniture, plates. I mean, I have an article. I'm not going to go over. I'm going to skip it for today. I'm going to touch on it a little bit. And it was this past Wednesday on CNN's New Day. A Senator McCaskill, a supporter of presumptive Democratic presidential nominee Hillary Clinton, was asked by host Chris Cuomo about the alleged indiscretions of the Clinton Foundation. In particular, Cuomo's focused on a series of events in the lead up to then Secretary of State Hillary Clinton's approving the transfer of half of the U.S. output, 20% of all U.S. uranium, half of the U.S. output to a Russian government in 2010. And the great response that McCaskill gave by pointing to presumptive Republican presidential nominee Donald Trump's business dealing and past statements, but did not address Cuomo's specific question head on. You know what? We're going to go over it. Yeah, we are. And the rest of it is the transcript of these two people going back and forth. And Cuomo, well, but obviously, as always, you're talking about Trump character counts, and another point of attack will the Clinton Global Initiative, whether it's why the tax returns were misstated and what that means, what deals Bill Clinton was making with Russia and uranium, what kind of shady nations were able to give a lot of money to the foundations while Clinton was Secretary of State. These are real concerns. Do you think that you have a real answer? McCaskill, well, I think that the Clinton Foundation did a lot of good around the world. Really? How loud would we be hearing I think the Democrats' heads would be exploding if this Clinton Foundation and this whole situation was a Republican. If the Clintons were Republicans. Democrats would be screaming so fucking loud their heads would be blowing up. What's that new commercial? I can't remember it. Some new shopping site on the internet, but all the heads like poof. The Clinton Foundation did a lot of good around the world. The good that they did is, well, they made Clintons even richer than they already were. Hillary Clinton could have easily said, no, I don't want to be Secretary of State. I want to go make more money. Shit, she made more money as Secretary of State selling favors. At any juncture, she could have made a choice in her life to make money. And that's why she's in government, you dumb idiot. She's made more money than she could have made out of it. She made a choice at every juncture to serve the public. She hasn't served the public. She screwed over the public. She sure as hell screwed over her friend, Chris Stevens. Every scar she has came from public service. Yeah, because she kept doing illegal crap. And I think that's important to remember. She has fought her entire life for the public good. No, she has fought to make her family rich. And to turn a presidential foundation, which all presidents do, into something nefarious, I think is just politics. No, her selling favors. That's what makes it nefarious. Her doing illegal activities. I cannot believe the level of cover-up that the Democrats are willing to do. If I was the mob, I would start a lawsuit against the government. They've been charged with crimes, well, not as nowhere near what the Democrats do. The Democrat Party is worse than anything the mob has done. I guess that's why they wanted to go after the mob so much. They didn't want competition. Oh my God, it just... Do you think that these allegations will wind up being hollow? Or what happened to the money for the hospital in Haiti? Or what money did the Clintons make? Because we both know they made a lot of money since he was president. Do you think that those will become real issues? And do you think they're legitimate answers? I think there'll be a lot of examination of Donald Trump's business practice. Every question you ask Democrats. Well, Donald Trump, no. They're deflecting, and that's what they do. Senator, what does that have to do with the Clinton Global Initiative? Do you think they'll have real answers for that? The campaign is about contrast, Chris. This is going to be about who do you want in Oval Office. And if we're going to examine the foundation, by the way, every former president has had foundations. Beep, 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 beep. This is my script. This is what I was told to say. I am Unit 2.0. I am here to blame Trump and Trump only, and to repeat that every president has had it. If you want to talk about the email, we will point out that every Secretary of State prior has had a private server, so therefore Hillary Clinton had the right to do it. I know I'm being an annoying wise ass with that, but that is exactly what it sounds like. That is what the Democrats sound like anymore. He is a racist, a xenophobe, a sexist. We need to look at his businesses. He is a racist, sexist, xenophobe. He should not be in office. He has a $1 billion business. Sexist, xenophobe, sexist, racist. Okay, so we got all the sound bites we need for the Democrat Party for the next 100 years. Oh, we forgot. Every president before has done these foundations. Have they sold uranium to Russia through these foundations? Every president before has done. But the guy, Cuomo's answer is just right. And McCaskill goes on and has taken donations from foreign governments. But the problem is you can't use that money then for your campaigns. All these ex-presidents never had their wives jump into politics and run for president using that money from foreign government. And immediately, guess where McCaskill goes back to? If we're going to compare that to some of the business practices of Donald Trump, that's what this campaign is about. So the campaign for Hillary Clinton is going to be about Donald Trump. Miss Clinton, how do you stand on education? Well, Donald Trump's businesses, I bet you she starts to sound like Lindsey Graham. Lindsey Graham, what will you do for education? I'll send troops into Syria. I will send military troops after troops after troops. We will put so much boots on the ground. Nike will be impressed with us. I mean, they're going to do the same approach. Ms. Clinton, what will you do about Russia? Well, Donald Trump, business practice, and Donald Trump is a racist. What does that have to do with Russia? Because Donald Trump is dangerous. Ms. Clinton, what are you going to do about education? Well, Donald Trump doesn't know about education. The man is uneducated. He is a racist and a sexist. Ms. Clinton, what are you going to do about Libya and Syria? They were your baby that you failed on. Oh, no, that was Donald Trump's businesses. Because he's a racist and a sexist, that's why that country fell apart. It's all because of Donald Trump. What are you going to do first day in office? Well, first day in office, I'm going to blame Donald Trump for all the last 8 years of problems that we have. It's not Barack Obama's problem. It's Donald Trump's fault. Because he's a racist. He's a sexist. He's a xenophobe. He's a thisophobe. He's a thatophobe. You're just making up words now. No, I'm not. These are Donald Trump's own words. Scary part is, how far off am I on that? How far off? And this is what people want to vote in? Let's even take Donald Trump out of it. Do you want to vote in someone that just wants to point the finger at everybody else and blame everybody else again? Instead of hearing what they want to do as president? Oh, she'll sit up there in her $12,000 fucking jacket. Oh, people need to be paid equally. You can't have these rich people. Those sons of bitches are wearing $12,000 jackets. That's not right. Oh, shit. $24,000 jackets. That's not right. That's what you want as a fucking president. A whiny-ass bitch. Oh, but Donald Trump's a xenophobe. He's a thatophobe. He's a thisophobe. So Cuomo goes on and says, but are you worried about a two wrongs analyst? Is that a good defense? If I ask you about something you did, yeah. What about what you did? I think you're going to compare two candidates. If you look at Donald Trump's life and how he has conducted his life and what he has said in public, the vulgar things he has said in public, what fucking vulgar things he said? I've never heard him. Well, yeah, I've heard him cuss a little bit. Who gives a shit? Oh, whoops. Did I say something vulgar? Well, let me tell you something, McCaskill. You are vulgar. I am sick and tired of the Democrat playbook, and that's all this is. And they're going to, I mean, he famously said he was never going to ask God for forgiveness. What do you care? Democrats don't believe in God. You've been bashing the Christians for how long now? So fuck you when it comes to the religious. Don't bring it up. You want to sit there and talk about how there's no fucking God? Oh, my. Oh. Sorry. Sackhead Sean sending me pictures as he's going to get donuts. And my fellow brother and hose draggers are blocking his way from getting his donuts. I mean, that's all I hear. And then to sit there, he's a racist. He said outrageous things about a judge. Oh, my God, his temperament. His temperament? Yeah. These people are so fucking full of shit. It's not funny. Oh, wait, I said something vulgar. I can't run for president. They wouldn't want me running for president. Hell no. They would not want me running for president. Because I'd be like, bitch, fuck you. I'm tired of your lying bullshit ways. Take your Linsky tactics and shove them square up your tight little ass. I don't know if it's tight. They could be a wide receiver for all I know. I mean, I would call them out. They're bullshit right to their face. Being one of those debates, and the opponents ask, well, what do you think of campaign finance reform? Well, I think my opponent is a racist and a sexist and shouldn't be allowed to run. Excuse me, can you tell me how the fuck I'm a racist and a sexist? I'd call him out right there. I wouldn't let it go. I'd be like, you need to fucking answer. You want to make accusations against me. You need to clarify it. Well, you said some mean things about a Mexican judge. No, I didn't say shit about a Mexican judge. I didn't make any mean comments. I pointed out his heritage and how I think that I won't get a fair trial due to my policies is in direct contradiction of his heritage. That's being a racist. No, that isn't being a racist. That's pointing out the reasons for why I don't feel I'll get a fair trial. I'd call them out right in the public eye, right with them standing there, and make them answer. Or avoid answering, like they always do. Correct it right there in front of them. Let's go on. You want to call me a racist? You better have a better goddamn explanation. And with that, it's time for a break. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio. And now, of course, ICRN Network. We will be right back. Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
Listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplainsdailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
A team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean.
Dude, I'm not saying cough for the stupid pro.
Sackhead Clint.
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
Also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking, drinking, drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mutt Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guy. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the Reaver of Common Sense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date on everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show.
The uneducated voter or somebody who hasn't even been paying attention, why that might seem, I don't want to say racist, because nothing about it was racist in my opinion, but a strange comment to make. How's that?
Okay.
Because on the forefront, nobody without any background, all they see is Trump, who everyone hammers as being a racist and this wild-mouth crazy person. And there are some times that I feel that he is a little wild-mouthed, but I don't think he's a racist. Going after this judge who's adjudicating it in a case that his Trump University is involved in, who is a Hispanic. And they assume that, you know, he's just some Hispanic guy on a bench.
Yeah.
But they don't realize the La Raza connection. And I've said this before. Trump knew this judge's background. He's not stupid. You know, you can say what you want about Donald Trump. He's not a stupid man.
No.
He may be a little uncouth. He's not stupid. And he knew a lot of the problems he was having, especially in his speeches in California and other places. La Raza was big behind getting people paid to show up and protest and cause problems. So he took an opportunity to expose both at the same time.
Yeah.
And I think it was actually brilliant on his behalf, because now you see the words La Raza everywhere. Outside of Dan Butcher and a couple other people, you've never heard of La Raza before. If you tell people what La Raza means, they think it means the family. It very specifically means the race.
Yeah.
It's not a love organization. Where they put their money in the things that they do is not a love organization. It's not about trying to help new immigrants acclimate to America. It has nothing to do with that. It's actually about trying to bring Mexico to America, if you look deep down inside of it. And it's absolutely insane. So this guy, who is a card-carrying member of La Raza, who does, even though he sits on a bench and should stand for American values, is part of an organization that pushes non-American values to people coming here from Mexico. And instead of helping them become Americans, and if you want to hyphenate Mexican Americans, that's not what it does. And I don't care if you want to hyphenate Mexican Americans. But that's not what they're doing. And the BS that's going along with this, as they're, you know, it's almost like somebody, and I don't want to say some of the hate groups that are out there, but it's trying to gussy up or polish a turd, if you will.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't matter how much buffing solution you put onto it. It's still going to be a damn turd.
Well, isn't there
and
actually...
La Raza is a very questionable organization.
Well, isn't there an actual gang, La Raza, out in California?
Yeah, but the two, I don't think the two are
no, I don't think there's,
related
but I
that
find
way.
I find it funny that they use the same name. It's, you know, come on. I'd be like, wait a minute, guys, we're supposed to be a legit organization, and we got the same name as this gang. Hey, we might want to change it up.
Yeah, but you see that in a lot of places. You see a lot of small local gangs picking up big organization names in order to... I mean, I can remember growing up in Boston, we had the Mass Ave Hornets. I never equated them to the basketball team. And La Raza is like Acorn and CARE and all these other ones where they're a complete democratic organization that push agendas, manipulate things behind the scenes, organize these so-called protests. And if you read my article on SHR Media last week, I don't think they're protests at all. I think they're actually terrorist acts.
Yep. I actually read that article. I actually did. No, I mean, I did it read it on air. I read it, type deal.
Well, thank you. I did. I missed that show. But you know, that's who La Raza is. And like I said, if any other organization, let me rephrase that. If there was a white organization for the betterment of white values called The Race, could you imagine, even if they've never had 1 ounce of hate language in their doctrines, could you imagine the insanity, the firestorm that would go over through media in this country about how racist and horrible this organization is? It could absolutely do nothing but help people and never do a negative thing at all. And just what it was called and what it stood for, the fact that you could throw white and the race and the title, people would go insane.
Yep. I actually went over this yesterday, and that's one of the points I brought out, is if we actually had a group and it had to deal with the whites, I mean, the Democrats' heads would be blowing up, going, oh, we got this, we're going to ram this down their throat, and be talking about it for the next 50 years. Well, they had this...
Which is funny, because the Democrats have their white racist organization. It's called the KKK. They founded it.
Yeah. Well, I know I put it out there, and it was a little bit extreme, but I mean... back in the 1850s, they had a group that was intimidating Republicans through violence, which was the KKK. And what do we have now? They're doing it again. They have new groups consisting of what seems to be Hispanics and, and they're starting violence. They're doing the same thing, trying to intimidate.
And it's so funny how the Democrats work, because they just go to the power, they just go with the groups as their enforcers, if you will, that feel the most disenfranchised.
Yeah.
So at the time, a lot of white Southerners felt like government was trying to repress them and hold them back and destroy their farming, however wrong they were, but through the abolishment of slavery. So they utilize that group to get their agenda pushed. And now you push forward, they are selling to a lot of minorities and immigrants in this country that government is doing the same thing to them, and Donald Trump is going to be worse. And they're using them as tools. I mean, these people are tools in a game that they don't even understand. That's the best part about this. They're being sold one bill of goods, but if you look at the organizations that are putting money up and organizing these rallies and these professional protesters, they don't give a damn about these people and their causes.
Yeah. If it doesn't help them, they don't bother them.
And I want to start challenging all the legal immigrants in this country. And you're starting to see more and more of them show their face and really come out of hiding, so to speak, because I think they're sick and tired of it too. But by and large, I don't care what country you're from or anything, what religion. I want legal immigrants to start coming out and showing the love for this country, which a lot of them do privately, but I also want them to start standing up against these illegal immigrants more and saying, hey, wait a minute. I busted my rear end. My family busted their rear end. My father sacrificed his life so I could get here and have a better life for my family.
Yep, my sister-in-law.
And we did it the right way because we respect the rule of law and we respect what this country stands for.
My sister-in-law is from Colombia, and she came here legally, and she does not like the illegals because she spent tens of thousands of dollars trying to get here legally, and they just walk in and, here you go.
Right. And, we talk about a path to citizenship for illegals all the time. And we don't talk about an easier path for citizenship for the legal immigrant, the ones who actually want to be here and live in this amazing country that we have. Nobody's talking about them. It's absolutely frustrating to me. Nobody wants to talk about the kid who's in Central America or Mexico or in Spain or wherever, whose dream is to come here and maybe open a business or come here and be an athlete or whatever, but to live that American dream, to have the 2.5 kids, the white picket fence, all those things that are possible in this country if you put in the sweat equity. And there's a lot of those people in this world that are out there that you just don't hear from. Well, and it's sad to me. It's absolutely sad.
Well, I have to bring Trump into this because what did he say? And I agree with him. And I don't agree on everything he says, but this one, we train these people. They come here to go to school. We give them these great educations, but we don't allow them to stay, and we send them back home. But now we got these people that are willing to come across our borders, break our laws because the ends are supposed to justify the means.
Right.
And that's who we're the backing are and I'm sorry, they are criminals. They broke our laws. And I also look at it as if they're willing to do that to justify the ends justifying the means, what else will they do when they come here? Rob a bank?
No, I absolutely agree. I absolutely agree with you on that. I think it's absolutely insane. We expect that they're going to acclimate when their first action is to break the law. Yeah. And you can't allow that to continue. We just can't. And, it's so funny because as soon as you start talking about illegal immigration, obviously, everyone assumes that it's just because you just don't like Mexicans. Well, I understand that there are a lot of Mexican immigrants in this country, legal and illegal. However, there are other countries who are immigrating here by and large. If you go to the Northeast, there's a humongous Brazilian population that's illegal. All over the country, we have pockets of different types. Never mind the people that they're bringing in through amnesty and all this other stuff. So we have to start, working at this together and actually making a difference. And, I had an argument with somebody the other day, and I had two quick stories for you, and then I'll let you go. But I had an argument the other day with somebody who said, well, you can't just round up all the illegals and kick them out. And I said, you're right, you can't. It's almost impossible, and I understand that. But if you don't start
somewhere
stopping the bleeding, if you don't start putting the bandage on that bleeding, it will continue to get worse and worse. And if you start now and then you build a wall and you change the laws and you start enforcing immigration laws, and then you go after the worst offenders first and you stay on a constant path, after a while, through attrition and people passing away and all this other stuff, it will eventually resolve itself.
Well, not just that. You start cutting off work for illegals. There's no work. They're going to go back.
Right. And my question to a lot of these illegals who come here and want this country to be whatever country they came from, well, why the hell did you leave your country to begin with?
Yeah.
Why the hell aren't you pissed at your government for not protecting you? Why the hell are you not angry, if you're Mexican, at the Mexican government for allowing their country to become a third world nation? Listen, 20 years ago, Mexico was doing okay. And yes, we did have the NAFTA argument and a couple other things, but their tourism was through the roof. They were making money. It was never safe, per se. There was a lot of bad areas, but they were doing a good job of policing the bigger areas, and they were doing a good job of protecting the tourists, and that's gone away. Part of the problem is we absolutely, by and large, did we train most of the cartels? Yeah, they're all former Mexican special forces that we trained in order to try to give them the edge against the drug runners and stuff like that, and then they end up coming into power. Absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Exactly.
And they were given absolute power. But that being said, it's still that country's problem. It's not our problem per se.
Yeah.
And people need to actually start to address that. You know, it's not our fault that people are fleeing that country left and right to come to America. It's their fault. And when people finally start understanding that and appreciating that, then maybe they can start understanding why it's a major problem in this country is illegal immigration.
Dead spot on.
And it's funny because, you know, a lot of what I just said was just said by the Democratic presidential nominee back in 2006. I played the clip last night. I think you played it this morning.
I played it a couple times. I also played Senator Harry Reid making those comments back in 1993. He made the same comments that this illegal immigration is not a good thing.
And it's funny when they need a voter base, how they will change their narrative.
Yeah. Well, if you notice, it all started with Obama. As soon as he got in office, all of a sudden, click. Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah. Well, and here's the thing, too. This is all, for people that don't think this is all completely political, it has to. You look back to Obama in his last election. All of a sudden, he evolved when it came to gay rights, right? Like before that, he was completely against it. And then all of a sudden, he needed an election. He needed a voter base. Oh, I'm all for gay rights.
Same with Clinton.
Because he needed the numbers, and he knew he was going to get the numbers. It's the same thing here. The Dems put up Hillary Clinton. Why? Because they're going to be able to ride the first female card. And they know that there are women that will go in and vote for her just because of that, as frustrating as it is. And now that you're looking at poll numbers and the Dems aren't doing so hot, and they knew it going into it 2 years ago they weren't going to be doing so hot. So now they have to start trying to loop together whatever they can. So they're using these groups of immigrants and minorities to try to bolster numbers even more. They know the black vote for Hillary Clinton is not going to be like it was for Barack Obama. That's just numbers. It's not race-based. It's just numbers. Barack Obama was able to pull out in his first election the black vote and by huge numbers like we've never seen before. The second election, not as much, but enough where it made a difference. Hillary's not going to get that.
Well, there's also a lot of the blacks that are not happy with the Democrat Party because they felt they were used.
Of course.
Which
and
they
know
were.
They were.
Yeah.
And it absolutely happened. And so now the Democrats are just finding other groups that they can loop in, make it feel like the world's out to get them, and say, hey, if you stand with us, we'll take care of you. You think the Democrats are going to take care of these folks? No. They're going to keep them on the hook, especially if Hillary gets in. They'll keep them on the hook for 4 years. So they'll vote for her the next time, hopefully, and then move on. And that's just, look at history with the Democrats. They do this better than anybody else.
Yeah. It's absolutely disgusting.
Insane,
but it's what's going on, especially in California. We've seen it real bad in California.
I missed that. Sorry about that. Try again.
I was saying in California, we've seen it the most with a lot of this violence going on. But what flag are they carrying? They're not carrying American flags. They're carrying Mexican flags. If anything, and they are being paid by the Democrat Party, whether you want to say it's Bernie or Hillary or just George Soros. Either which way, it's the Democrat Party they're out there for. But what are they doing? They're actually strengthening Trump's support because people are seeing that and seeing the Mexican flag, and it's pissing them off.
Oh, and I'll tell you right now, my friend Katie Grimes, she writes for a site called Flash Report and a couple other ones, but she released this amazing article last week. She was in Sacramento at the Trump rally when I was there, and we both saw, and we were talking about this behind the scenes a little bit, we both saw the same protesters that we've seen for a bunch of other things. This girl, Miley, who is a protester for hire, but she's a natural antagonist, right? She's this sweet, unassuming little girl. If you looked at her in a school, you'd assume she'd be a straight-A student. All this, she looks like an all-American girl. But when you watch her move through a crowd, when you watch her antagonize people, she's a natural antagonist. And the guy with the Che Guevara flag that we've talked about a few times, he's always right next to her, too. He's kind of her enforcer. When she can't get a group of people aggravated, or when she can't get into the crowd that she's protesting against and get people to engage her, that's when he shows up and starts using his size, the Che flag, and like I said before, if you're a minority, that's the first thing he attacks you on. If you're black, you're an Uncle Tom. If you're any other minority, you're a self-hater. That's what he does. So these groups, I'm seeing them operate in plain sight, and everybody who doesn't pay attention thinks it's BS. It's not BS. It's a reality. It's a reality. Soros, Occupy, the Occupy movement years ago. And, Joe, I think that's when you and I kind of first met each other is when all that was going on.
Yeah, 2014.
We talked about it back then. Half the people there had no idea what they were there protesting for. The other half will make it $15 an hour from the Soros group.
But I did notice one thing, and this I don't want people thinking is a threat. But I only noticed the violence. These groups only go to states that really aren't pro-gun. You don't see that in Florida because as soon as any of that type of violence were to break out, we would have the right, even if you're cornering like what happened with that female, you would have the right to step in because at that point you could think that her life is in danger. And you don't see that.
I absolutely did watching that video. I absolutely believed her life was in danger watching that video. I think any reasonable person would have. She was surrounded by hundreds of people, a majority male, who were yelling and taunting to her, closing in at a high rate of speed.
Yep.
And if you've watched any mob rule start to turn ugly,
in a heartbeat,
there's only right, and we've seen it in the past, right? They start with a couple words, but yelling. Some fruit gets thrown, eggs get thrown. That's a normal thing. You see that. You see the progression of it. And then all of a sudden, somebody pushes her once, and as soon as that one hand touches her, everybody else jumps in.
And then it escalates.
And we've seen it time and again. And people just act like you said, they aren't pulling this stuff in a lot of other states where guns are completely accepted. In California, where we literally have a referendum on the ballot in November to pretty much outlaw every single gun.
But exempt the politicians.
Right. Oh, right. No, it's Gavin Newsom's dream. But, and the other side of it, too, is in a lot of these states, they also know that now, because of the way the protection with the Secret Service works, a lot of these events you can't bring guns into because of the Secret Service protection. So they're utilizing that, too. You had some, and it was so funny to watch, you had some Trump supporters pepper spraying some of these people.
Yeah, and then they got lambasted for it.
And people were lambasting them on social media, but you weren't watching the whole video because 10 minutes earlier, there was a group of anti-Trump protesters who were pepper spraying Trump supporters. There was a little girl Two little girls and a mother who got pepper sprayed by a Trump protester.
That's where the girl said the guy kept touching her breast and she like punched him or something. She got pepper sprayed.
No, this was in San Jose. This was just a week and a half ago in San Jose, or a week ago. It was a Hispanic mother and her two children who were going to support Trump, and her little girls, beautiful little girls, like 9 and 7.
I've seen the video of them. And it's
yeah, and it's where was and I get so mad in this day and age, Joe. And this isn't a sexist comment, but where are the men in this world?
I know.
Who see something like that would step up and step in, and I don't care what you're pulling. I don't care how. I don't care. Anytime you pull a can of pepper spray, and I don't care if you're a male or female, and you attack two little girls and their mother with a can of pepper spray, why was that person not? Why didn't somebody not step in and help them? And I'm not saying you have to, do the boot stomp to the person, but just put yourself between them. Shield those people. That's part of the society of don't stand up to bullies and all this other stuff that we're getting more and more that's just complete BS. There was a video that my friend Susan Doles posted on Facebook a couple days ago of a bus driver. I don't remember where it was, but there was this drunk white guy in a bus. He attacks this 80-something-year-old woman. The bus driver, who is a female, probably in her late 50s, did an amazing job of trying to turn his anger to her. She was attacked by this guy. She was eventually able to flee. And in the video, it said, while she was distracting him, other passengers were able to get off the bus and flee. And I said, why the hell didn't these other passengers rush this guy?
Exactly. It outnumbered the son of a bitch. Hey, I hate to cut you off, but it's getting that time.
Problem.
It's that time of end of the show, so I don't mean to cut you off.
Buddy.
But, hey, I want to thank you for calling in. I really appreciate it.
Hey, it's always a pleasure, sir.
You too, Sean. All right, everybody, it's that time. It's time to get going, and I want to thank Sean for calling in, and I want to thank the listeners, as I always do. I really appreciate you coming and listening to this show. I'm humbled by it. And with that, you're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio and ICRN. Have a great day.